In Jacksonville, the city council has restored the Human Rights Ordinance, reinstating protections for the LGBT community. And leaders from that community within the Black Lives Movement here in Jacksonville are asking for protections as well. And they're also asking for transparency from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. On Your Side's Kaylee Tracy tonight explains what advocates specifically want.
In the midst of protests calling for police transparency in the Black Lives Matter movement, leaders with the LGBT community are calling for transparency from JSO as well in transgender community issues. Marching to make sure a community within this movement doesn't go unheard.
Every community, whether it's the LGBT community or other, the answer is having accountability through community control of the police.
Christina Kittle is with the Jacksonville Community Action Committee. The group has hosted several protests calling for transparency from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office in every case, including those in the transgender community.
If there's no community control of the police, if there's no bridging the gap between the people and the police, there's no communication there, and there's no way to hold them accountable, it's just going to be the same situation, just different titles. LGBT liaison team, whatever you want to call it, it's not helping us.
What Kittle is talking about is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office LGBTQ liaison team. Sheriff Mike Williams created it in 2018, holding town halls and updating policies. Williams formed the team in the wake of the murders of 3 transgender women that year: Celine Walker, Antashay English, and Catalina James. There's only been one arrest in the cases so far, Sean Phoenix in Walker's death.
These are things that are easier to give us than it would be to reinvest in the community and take away from JSO's funding.
Kittle says support from the liaison team has since stalled and says she sees the team more as a gesture. She says while she does support what she called symbolic victories like the Confederate statues being taken down and the liaison team, more needs to be done to hold police accountable. We asked JSO for the status of James and English's cases and the status of that liaison team. We have not yet heard back. Reporting outside JSO, Kaylee Tracy, First Coast News, On Your Side.